Do. Do.
Do.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go. Do. Yes, my friends. We are here once again. And we are looking at a very interesting topic tonight. Tonight, the question is being asked now, are we in the end game? And why I labeled it like that is because it seemed to me and others out there that this may very well be the catalyst, the snowball that snowballs everything to a big snowball. This might very well be, don't do that, son. This might very well be, this may very well be the beginning of the end game. And it is very, very eye-opening. Right? It is very eye-opening. And we're going to look at some ideologies that are clashing. We're going to look at the old prophecy in Daniel chapter 11. Alright, hold on, look, I'm here. Talk to you. Talk phone for you. Yeah, we look at some old ideologies. Alright, one talk on the phone. Go on. Yeah. We look at some ideologies, what is happening here. And you know, when you look at a topic and you look at a topic and you look at a topic, you start to get more and more different viewpoints from it, and you start to get more and more a better perspective on the issue. Alright? I just want to make something clear. I am not saying that Russia is right in its approach. I am not saying that they are right to invade the other country. They have a right to, and I've been saying it from day one, they have a right to exist. They have a right to seek protection. They have a right. But there is another side of the coin that the West is purposely hiding from us. And we must look at these topics. Alright? Now, as I keep saying, I'm looking at this from a spiritual aspect. And you will see, as we go through this study, you will see that where it is something spiritual that's happening right now that is challenging the status quo, and it is actually two sides pitted against each other, but to bring about one outcome. They are both on the same side, and they are trying to bring about one outcome. I've spoken to you guys about something called thesis, synthesis, to bring up thesis, antithesis, they bring out a synthesis. This is what is happening right now. And the players are moving the chess knobs on the chessboard to bring about this eventuality of what is happening now. Let's say a quick word up before we get further into this study tonight. Okay, loving Father, Lord, we thank you for another week of life, love, and liberty, O Lord. Thank you for protecting my children and blessing me, O Lord Jesus. Work out everything for me positively, O Lord, and help this study to reach somebody that it needs to reach, and so I may understand and have clear understanding, O Lord. Amen. My wife went upstairs earlier and sleeping. She told me bring the child 7:30. My boss and I set up the lights and everything. But just only she stoned out as she mind sleeping. So we was up and down whole little in the hot sun, doing this and that, paying bills and that. So we end up in a little tired situation. Suffice to be so, we hear little noises and it's just my little son making mischief as usual. He up and down the place right now. Right? So, alright, no problem. Right? So the issue is about ideology. There are two ideologies clashing. The Western liberal ideology and the Eastern, the Asian closed door, reserved ideology. Right? I listened to a speech earlier today and I was amazed to see, don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, go and play with it. Go buy your box of toys. Go. Go and play with the toys, please. Go and play with Lego. Yeah. I was amazed to see what Putin was saying. And I want to play the speech after you read couple Bible texts. I want to play this speech so that you will have a clearer understanding of how the ideologies is so vastly different, and it has gone beyond security. Security is one thing, and we have to understand what Putin is saying. I'm not saying he's right in his approach and what he's doing. Right? For me, he's overreacting, but he has a point, especially where the morality is concerned, right? And what they are doing by look at how many different companies that have this Russia program. Look at how many companies that have stop dealing with Russia. Let's see the list. Let's see the company that have stopped doing business with Russia. More than 100 companies have stopped doing business with Russia. So you want to play your article in it. Right? Automotive, Aston Martin, Delma, forget that trucking company, Ferrari, Ford, General Motors, Harley Davidson, right? All the major auto producers have stopped dealing with Russia. Porsche, Toyota, Volkswagen, Volvo, Aviation, Airbus, Boeing, Delta Airlines, Rolls-Royce, United Airlines, Energy, BP, Exxon, Shell, right? Equipment and manufacturing, right? Caterpillar, Honeywell, John Deere, all them are American companies. Food and beverage, AB&B, Burger King, right? Carlsberg Group, Coca-Cola, Dunkin', Heineken, Kellogg's, Kraft Heinz, Little Caesar, McDonald's, right? Papa John's, Pepsi Cola, Starbucks, Yam Brand, right? All these different companies, banking now, Citigroup, Coinbase, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, State Street, Vanguard, all the major entities have stopped doing business with Russia. Also, right? Also, also all the major brands have stopped doing business with Russia. They have totally isolated Russia, and they continue to suspend their services and continue to this Russia program. So they are going to cripple Russia financially. And why are they doing that? Apart from the war, we know it's because of the war. We know it's because he's killing people. We know it, but check it out from the ideological perspective. What ideology? What ideology that the Russians have that they are not willing to accept what the West have to offer? Now, everybody, we live in the West, we know is freedom of speech, freedom of worship. And that is what I love most about the West. Living in this side of the world, they have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right? Freedom of worship, most important to me, right? And they, even though I used to think there was atheists, but that was back then. Now they have come out from under Karl Marx and all that kind of system, and they are more, the Russian Orthodox churches there, they are more Christian than anything. They have the Russian Orthodox Church, which, by the way, after all the communism and so on, that church came into existence because it was sanctioned by the Pope and so, right? So we could go on and on, the list goes on and on and on. There are many, many countries, and latest this week we saw Activision. So no more gaming. Activision is a Call of Duty, that is game. Electronic Art, that is game. Epic game. So all the entertainment stations and all banned. Netflix, Paramount Pictures, Roku, Sony Entertainment, Interactive Entertainment, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Universal Pictures, Walt Disney and Company. So everything of the world, even WWE, Warner Media, everything from the world is being taken away. So that tells you something. Love not the world, the things that are in the world. If the love of the world, you have the love of the world in your heart, the love of the Father, nothing. You don't love God. Yes, and so what they are doing right now, in my eyesight, is making Russia stronger because all them junk food, right? The Russian people stop consuming that. So which means they are going to go back to eating a more plant-based diet, less meat, all of these things. You understand? So let's see how that works out. But why they are banning all these different companies, all these American companies, accounting companies, right? Young, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, you name it, you name any of the big companies, retail, Adidas, Burberry, Crocs, H&M, Hugo Boss, IKEA, Lego, right? Levy, everybody, every Puma, Rolex, Sasha, everything I think about, gone. Technology, I like Amazon, Adobe, Apple, Samsung, everybody pulling out of Russia. So Russia is being pummeled to its knees, but the amount of money Russia is still making in oil, because it didn't stop selling oil to the Europeans yet. They are selling all these, all that oil there. They are making a lot of money. You understand? Why is it that the world powers see it fit to virtually excommunicate Russia? Right? Why? Daniel 11:27 says, and both these kings' hearts shall be unto mischief. Now, why there is these two kings? The king of the north is the Pope, and people need to understand this. And when, as we go on in this study, we will realize and understand the Pope is in dead center and middle of all of these things. I have all the articles here to show you. Right? We'll be reading a couple of these articles. And the Pope is dead middle and center. And Putin and taking on the Pope, and Putin do what he wants. But the point of the matter is, this conflict, I believe, is going to drag on and drag on and drag on and reach a point where people have to sort of feel them for fear. What you go see something here tonight? Right? They shall speak lies at one table. In other words, the king of the north and the king of the south is one set of people. Two of them are two of them is one. That's what tell you is they're doing different actions to bring about one reaction. And that one reaction is what the Bible talk about, where power will be given to the beast. Understand? The beast here in this case is the Pope. Right? So all that's why I coined this label this thing the end game. Are we in the end game? I'm asking that question tonight. Because all of these things is going on with that war there. If you notice, from a pandemic, the pandemic is virtually over. Yes, there are a few people still sick all around the world, but the greater part of the pandemic is done. Right? Now, immediately, and this reminds me one time that somewhere I read and added text, and researchers and see that text in the Bible, but the last events, when time is wrapping up, it will be very, very rapid. Look at, we can get a breather from the pandemic. We're going into World War III or a nuclear conflict. From pandemic to a serious conflict that could develop, because eventually Putin is going to conquer Russia. Stop it now. He will. Yeah, Putin will eventually conquer Ukraine. When he conquers Ukraine, he touch one of them NATO countries. That is when the pressure might start. Right? And if even it don't happen with this scenario, you still have China there. That is has a very powerful military and nuclear armaments also. So this is what can happen. And the Pope can be used to broker a peace deal, and they will end up giving back the power now. This is one of the scenarios I'm looking at. Right, my people? So when you see this and you listen to this message, get yourself prepared, because this is what could be actually going on here now, where this thing will get so bad and so out of hand that the Pope have to come in and create peace. You understand? Let's read the text. So it says, both these kings' heart shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table, but it shall not prosper, for yet the end shall be at the time appointed. Right? So all the planning, God know what he's doing. That is Daniel 11:27. Daniel 11:29 says, and at the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter. Right? So these prophecies are there, being fulfilled before our very eyes. Before our very eyes. These prophecies are being fulfilled before our very eyes. I want to bring up now the clip of Putin making a case. But even before that, there's a little clip in here of a woman speaking about the new world order. Right? And I want you all to listen to this clip in here. Let me bring it so that you guys can see it also. You're not supposed to see there, no. Right? No, listen to what she is saying.
We are members of the resistance and we are armed. So when you are saying she said that she's armed and ready to fight, I'm not only saying this, we are proving this actually by our action. So Ukraine right now resisting very hard. Putin is not getting any news of what he wanted. And for now, it's 4,300 Russian soldiers are being killed on Ukrainian soil. So I think it's like a pretty bad result for a dictator, right?
I think if those numbers are accurate, this is obviously not what Putin expected so far. For the rest of us that aren't Ukrainians, I think the world, quite frankly, Kira, is surprised by the will of the Ukrainian people to stand up and fight. Are you?
Well, I'm not surprised. We have been fighting Putin for the last 8 years, and we had 3 revolutions in our country when we did not agree with what was going on with the direction of where we're moving in. But right now, it's a critical time because we know that we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order for the democratic countries. We knew that we are the shield for the Europe. We knew that we are protecting not only Ukraine, we are protecting like all the other countries that would be next if we fail. That's why we just cannot fail.
We just cannot fail. So this is the position now that they are fighting for a new world order. What is this new world order? What are they talking about? It's a new economic, it's a new spiritual order. This is what they are talking about. It's a new world order that they are trying to establish. Right? And they know this. The World Economic Forum has been talking about it for a very long time. Right? They are trying to establish a new world order that will bring about a whole different shift in the whole power structure of the earth. Right? That is what they want. That is the... Get up. Okay. That is the ultimate goal of all of this is seen going on here. Is to bring about the new world order. And the new world order will involve giving your power over to these people in the Vatican. Right? Now, what we want to go to next is the actual speech that shows you the difference in ideology. Right? The difference in ideology between the East and the West, between Russia and Europe, between, right? And if you listen to what the translators say and you read what is said, shown on TV here, they have a serious problem with the Americans straying away from their roots of Christianity, the roots of our family life. Listen very carefully. The Russians have a serious problem with how liberal America is. And this is why Russia did not attack when Trump was in power, because Trump shares the same worldview with Putin. Right? Putin and Trump have the same type of worldview in that they do not believe in this liberal way and this open way of doing everything. The Trump side is a very conservative side. Right? So they will say, no, don't do no abortion. No, this gay thing, no, this transgender business, no. And Putin have that same characteristic. Now, so let me run this video here. So you will hear for yourself. Putin was saying in a meeting he was somewhere there.
To national identity is related to the global developments. Here they are related to moral and geopolitical aspects. We witness many Euro-Atlantic countries are refusing, forgetting their roots, including the values of Christianity, which form the basis of the civilization. They are renouncing any ethical basis, any identity, national, religious, or even gender ones. They are following the policy which equals families with many children and one gender families. Excesses of political correctness lead us when the parties pursue propaganda of pedophilia. Representatives in many Western countries are afraid of mentioning their gender. They even are canceling some festivities, and they are hiding the basis of such festivities, and they are trying to impose this model to anyone. I'm convinced this leads us to degradation and primitivization, to deep moral crisis.
So what Putin is saying, when we have not good family life, when you have men, two men making a child, when you have man just like woman, hey, there's here I see they had some beauty contest with the transgender people, and a fella from somebody from Trinidad, I don't know, thing on the head, and it's looking very, very not nice. You understand? So I watch the picture. So, if you want to represent what a woman is, failure. You understand? So when you see these things happening, and Putin is telling you play much more, I don't want that. So because Putin don't want that, you see, no Netflix, boy. Don't watch no movie. Hey? Don't do that. Don't bank nothing for you. You understand? Nothing. No bank, no clothes, no furniture. IKEA gone, everything gone. They're taking away everything from Russia because they are not embracing, or they are not willing to embrace that liberal way of life. Now, I experienced something when I was in the media. When I was in the media back in 2008, I was somewhere up in UV covering a conference. And when I catch myself, I realized that the people from the American embassy was basically telling people at UE, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it was weird. And I asked them, why are you doing this? You know, they said this is where you will have to go. What I was doing was, partner said, but my partner introduced saying, take a shovel and stuff it down your throat. So they was stuffing down the agenda, down the people throat in US. Everybody crowd to serve their face, and it's like, you know, and people was kind of confused on it because back then, more further back you go, as the less open people was to that issue, right? So some people was being Trinidadian culture is very accepting to almost any and everything, and then there are some that hold fast to their beliefs, and they were a bit confused as to why. And then I analyzed this thing, I realized that it was a policy, I think that was of Obama, to perpetuate this lifestyle through its embassies, right? And everybody trying to have choice. So I choose to procreate, and I married a woman. Right? Other people choose different lifestyle. That is them, that between them and the God. Right? But Russia now is not willing to go down that road. Russia is not willing, apart from the security aspect of things, is not willing to accept everything on the West, from the Western Front, wholly and solely. Right? So this is one of the issues, the ideological issue that is impacting this conflict also. So what Russia did also, Russia developed its own internet system. Right? Because like apparently they already knew that when this thing happened, what will happen in terms of the internet and being cut off and all these different things. You understand? So that is that part of it. But when you look at it more deeply spiritually now, you will observe that the Vatican now is playing a serious role in this entire conflict, and both sides are very close ties with the Vatican, and the Vatican now is working its way up to being the man in the middle that will settle this troubling issue of war, of world war, and nuclear war. Right? So the Vatican is in the middle, dead center of everything. I don't have to pull up some articles here. I want to really watch out this next part here too. One time with Vladimir Putin. Time it is. So let's see what's going on with Vladimir here. You'll have to read the caption. And I'll probably read the caption here. Right? So he's saying after the 1970 revolution, the Bolshevik relied on the dogmas of Marxists and Engels, right? So that is different philosophers that gave them their basic ideology, right?
После революции 1917 года, опираясь на догмы марксизма Маркса и Энгельса, тоже объявили, что изменят весь привычный уклад. Не только политический и экономический, но и само представление о том, что такое человеческая мораль. Основа...
But the very notion of human morality and the foundation of a healthy society, what he's talking about here, he is looking at his society as a whole, and he's talking about morality. What is morality? Having good morals, being in good moral standing. So that's what I tell you, he does not accept the homosexual lifestyle for his people. He does not accept the trans business. He does not accept that. So this is why he's talking about human morality, and the foundations of a healthy society. This is what he's talking about here.
Здорового существования общества, разрушение вековых ценностей и веры.
Right? The destruction of age-old values, religion, and relations between people. What he is saying is that the West is bringing out destruction, the age-old values of rich family life, extended families living together. The woman in Russia will normally bear between an average of 7 to 9 children on average. So they have a lot of strong family values. You understand? A lot of strong family values. So this is what he's alluding to. He's alluding to the fact that the West is deteriorating the family.
Отношения между людьми вплоть до полного отказа от семьи.
See? Up to and including the total rejection of family. Right? The rejection of the family. because his concept of the family is being totally eroded.
Насаждение и поощрение данных западных стран уверен, что агрессивная.
Some people in the West believe that an aggressive elimination of an entire period from their own history
Вымарывание целых страниц собственной истории, обратная дискриминация большинства в интересах меньшинств или требование отказаться от личного понимания таких базовых.
hearing and the demand to give up the traditional notion of mother, father, family, and gender. So what he is saying here, he do not want his Russian citizens to give up the notion of mother and father and family, of being a mother, father, father, mother, daughter, brother, or brother, daughter. He does not want his people to give up the notion of what gender is, male and female. Right? So Putin is fighting against the Western ideology. Also, the security aspect of it, because throw your mind back to the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the whole wide world came to the point where nuclear bombs were about to be fired at each other. The world as we knew it would have ended. And it was because that whole Cuban Missile Crisis was because Russia put nuclear missiles on Cuba, which was only a few miles off of the coast of Miami. And the Americans was not having it, and rightfully so. So what he is saying is the same scenario is happening when you put Ukraine in the NATO, because the NATO alliance now, Russia can't fight the NATO alliance by himself, right? But in my opinion, is they have a right to move on. And the point I made before is that eventually democracy have to come across the board in all nations. That's the only way I think the world will end, because everyone has to have their own freedom of choice. You understand? I might be wrong, but that's just my interpretation of what I believe is how it had to go. Right? I might be wrong.
Вещей, как мама, папа, семья или даже различия полов, это, по их мнению,
they believe that all these are the mileposts on the way towards social renewal. So they want that. What he's saying is the West want a social renewal.
И есть вехи движения к общественному обновлению.
This is what we are talking about here. So apart from the security issue, the Russian president have a serious issue with the lifestyle and what the West is promoting. Right? He have a serious problem with that. There's a clash of ideologies is going on right now. The West versus the East. That is what's going on right now. Right? So and to make it even more worse, they are all on the same page, they are on the same team, according to what Daniel Lennon is saying, telling us in that text we just read earlier. They are all on the same team, and all of these events are to push us towards the reemergence or the breakdown of the separation of church and state. Once again, the church and the state will be one. They will not be separated. Right? Because if you were to read Revelation chapter 13, and we're going to read it tonight, but this is our Bible study. Revelation chapter 13, it will come out plainly here. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw the beast up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns was given upon his head, the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard. The leopard there is the papers, right? And his feet was like a bear, and his mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave his power and seat and great authority. This is what is going to happen here. And I saw one of his heads and was wounded to death. That is when the French lock up the French during the French Revolution. A man who was taken when France ruled Tobago. They sent back for a fella from quite in Tobago named Berthet. Right? A French general named Berthet was recalled from Tobago. Yes, I want next one about Tobago. And he went and he arrested the Pope and put him in a dungeon and he freezed to death. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and the world wondered after the beast. When the deadly wound was healed, Mussolini in World War II gave back the Pope property and area to occupy in Italy. And it's Mussolini that resurrected the Pope, and the whole world wondered after the beast. And they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast. Right? And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? That is what is happening here right now. And there was given unto him a mouth to speak great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue for 42 months. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God and blasphemed his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and overcome them. And the power was given to him to kill all kindred and tongue and nation. Right? There is the dark ages. They kill people like dog all over the place. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Those who are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slave of the mission world. So if your name not written in that book, you could worship that Pope. You could go ahead and worship that Pope. If any man have ear, let him hear. And he lead away into he that is led away into captivity shall go into captivity. He that is killed by the sword must be killed by the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. If you had to go and be a prisoner, you had to go. If you had to torture, if you had to kill you, you had to take that because that is your part. Right? It is that patience. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spake like a dragon. Which nation recently come up out of the earth? America is only 200 years old. He came up out of the earth. Earth there being that land space where America is there now. Up out of the earth because there was hardly anybody there. There was no major, it was not a major population center. Right? There are a few million while India were about there. Right? But it was not a major population center. Like how the European nations were, it was sparsely populated. It was more forest and outside and all different things. Understand? All kind of different outdoor activities there. Mostly just vast land. Buffalo had nothing there. 200 years to now, easy #1 world superpower. Right? Right, and so dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So this is what I'm talking about. The thesis, the synthesis, I said it wrong. Thesis, antithesis, theory, what a synthesis. Right? So he exercised all the power of the first beast. The first beast was the papal power that killed people and hide the Bible from them, and all who know the Bible, they kill them. Right? Once you know Jesus, They're talking about Jesus is the king. No. The Pope is the king. They'll kill you. Then they call you what they say is boy, a heretic. They call you all kind of heretic and excommunicate you. And once you excommunicated, I mean you're not in connection with Almighty God in their eyes, they burn you to the stake. They call you a witch. Right? Because you don't believe in the Pope and you don't believe in their Bible. So you have to suborn. You reading King James Version, hey, you're a Bible man. You are the dead. Right? He exercised all the power of the first beast before him and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so he make fire come down from heaven in the sight of men, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by means of these miracles, which had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you are not worshiping how they want you to worship, you will be killed. So that's why I keep telling people the injection is not the mark of the beast. Everything in this thing here is about worship. Satan wants worship. Satan is using the Catholic Church to get people to worship the wrong way. Once you worship in the wrong way outside of what God has commanded, you are worshiping the Satan way. So you are not obeying God, you are obeying Satan, you are hellbound, fire burn you. Right? He that had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image should both speak and cause as many of them that not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Go back to Daniel chapter 2. They were supposed to kneel and worship the image of Babylon, the golden image. It didn't happen. If you don't bow down, they'll throw you in fire. Right? The three blue boys don't do that. And he caused all. Right? We seen it now. We seen it right now. The man who owns Chelsea Football Club, or Baravish, whatever his name is, the club worth $17 billion. You know, man, all the pieces for him to play in abundance. $17 billion football club. They seize all of that. Right? Cause all, both small and great. If you're rich, you ain't doing what them want. You're not worshiping Satan how them want you to worship Satan. You're worshiping Almighty God. You have much money in the bank. They're seizing it. Let's imagine that. One of the richest football clubs selling the most jersey in the world. With all kind of labels on it, giving them more sponsorship money. Right? Right, reading the book. Right? And they lock up all that money, he never sent. He caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and born, to receive a mark on the right hand on your forehead. What you do with your hand, your actions, or your thought is an ideology. You don't want to accept that game movement, is an ideology. You're doing you're going to interfere with man Bamsi, is an ideology. What you do is your works and your thought. So if you're not a homosexual, but you accept that lifestyle, you have friends. Right? It's not a physical mark. Because I have eyes a fella, they hold me down, and inject a rice grain in my hand. By the time I reach home, I take a knife and I scarve it out easy. Me and no man on beats. I don't want that. I don't want plant food in the ground. This is why I told you all before, when they realize people have land and they pass the mark of the beast and you don't have no money, the bank don't bother you. You have a piece of land, you have about 12 fig trees on it. Right? You have a drill in the back of your yard, you full of that with dashing. You have dashing plant all behind it. You have a shed, you pop a shed, you have some chicken in there, you're getting egg. Right? You have some goat there eating so, you're getting goat milk. You have a cow there, you're getting milk from the cow. Right? When rain fall, all the tank full in. Plus you have a little well in the land. They're doing what you have no land. The new world order. You will not own anything. You will not own no land. That's the only good work. Right? It's a kind of a socialist model they want to bring on the whole world. Where they give you a living wage or something like that. Right? Everybody get a standard amount of money and you just go and you buy a little food and them are you living how they want you to live. You can live how you want to live. You have to live how they want you to live. You can't read the book now. I can't read the book now for you now. I read it for you twice already. I can't read it now. Don't throw down yourself now. Just watch the pictures. You might read Billy Goodgruff fame. Serious business now, no Billy Goodgruff right now. Right? He will cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and born, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Right? Hey, you will throw down my life. Don't do that now. Alright, look this one. Read this one. Right? Here is let them not understand count the number of the beast, but it is the number of a man. They ain't stamping it with no 666. Right? It is the number of a man. His number is 600, 306. Right? And that is derived from vicarious filii, or they, however you want to pronounce it. Go and do the research for yourself. You'll see that on the hat he wears, which is a fish head, right? In that head, it is inscribed on that hat, on the Pope, vicarious filii, which means he is the representative of God on earth. He takes the place of Christ with the far self. That way you say, all right, that's awesome. Read for this one. He take the place of Christ on earth. Vicarious filii, that's what it means. And when you leave it in the Roman numerals, do not put it up here. Let me show it to you one time. Just down away. Just down away. We're going to see just. Oh gosh, I'm going to take a boy. Alright. Let me pull it up one time. Hey, leave that before you unplug my whole system, now, man. I'm saying. You guys, the madness tonight, you know. Let me watch it here now. Vicarious filii. When you convert it, you get this is the Roman numerals of vicarious filii. 12 plus 53 plus 105 equals 666. What did the Bible say? It is the name. It is the name of a man. Right? Vicarious filii. Okay? Learn that. So I ain't talking off the top of my head. I'm talking from what I know, what I understand, what I overstand. Right? So this is it here. Here is wisdom. Let any man understand and count the number of the beast. So it is the number of a man. The number is 606. Learn that. That's vicarious filii day. I give you the Lord. So what? Yes, happening. Watch. Okay, see? Right. I can't read it for you now. I will read it for you just now. I will be saying. Want this? You want some mix? Yeah. Yeah. Come on, take him now. Come meet my stick. Look at me, look at me. Keep by the body. When you were sleeping too strong, you were real sleeping. Right. Now that I get a little clearance now. Like, go and meet your mother, boy. Yes, stop. You were sleeping, you were sleeping. So now I don't know. Right now, that's okay. Right. My son taken care of now, my wife here. Right? So that's the action. What is going to be happening? And it's seeming to be going just the way I think, or just the way the Bible is saying it's going to go. It seems like this is what's going to be happening. It seemed that, let me pull up some articles here. Where the articles are there? It will seem as though the it will seem as though the Pope is getting involved in this thing as the big peacemaker, the almighty peacemaker. Eh? It would seem as though the Pope is getting involved in this thing. I'll let you watch some pictures here. Watch your boy now. Watch your boy with the Pope now. Watch your boy here now. Watch him. Watch him. You see? Man kissing book. And the Pope watching all kind of treasures. And the Pope meeting up all nice. He was there with quite John Paul, you know. Look, you have a picture of John Paul. He did with Francis. And he did kissing book in front of Francis with golden roofs. Them fellas under. You feel it easy? Eh? You feel it easy? It's not easy with these people, my friend. Hey? And watch this article here now. Olivia. What's going on here? Pope Francis calls Ukraine President Zelensky to express profound pain. Oh God, I'm feeling it for you over there, but Russia too mad. I just showed you a picture with Vladimir and he talking and best of friends. Oh God, it's pressure. Pope Francis called Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday to express his sadness and desire for peace as a conflict in Ukraine rages through the country's border and city streets. Right? The Ukrainian embassy to the Holy See, right? That the paper see, right? Said during a phone call, the Pope Francis voiced his most profound pain of the tragic events unfolding in this country. Pope Francis phone call listed efforts made by the Vatican to show support and mandate peace in Ukraine. So you see where the paper is trying its best to make peace. Right? It is trying. You see? Right? Now look at the flip side again now. The evidence publishing it. Asia Times. The Pope in the middle of the Russian-Ukraine crisis. The papacy is back in global politics. The last time I was back in global politics was when when he went into Poland with Reagan and got that country organized. I read a book about that. I still have the book about my mother, right? But those two powers came together and rectified the situation in Poland. Right? John Paul II did that. The papacy is back in global politics. That is, assuming as it never left. Of course, it never left. It's just they are now more frontally. The gesture by the Pope Francis to visit the Russian embassy in Rome on Friday was undoubtedly a notable event for a variety of reasons. Right? The Vatican has over the centuries, right? Listen to this carefully, all, yeah? The Vatican has a central foreign service, right? Of diplomats and spies. So the church have spies, think tanks, and journalists. Journalists is to tell you what they want you to think. A think tank is to work out how it will go. Spies is to spy and see who doing what with who and when and how, and to gather information, right? To do research on you, right? To investigate you completely, right? And diplomats. Do you see how powerful the Vatican is? If you just feel it's just a little Catholic church and some people in black thing and they're just thinking and holding Sharpie and praying with rosary and worshiping this. No, they have diplomats, spies, think tanks, and journalists. Nothing that the Pope does is ever coincidental. So that's what I tell you, they are on the same page. That is what Daniel chapter 11 and verse 21, I think it is, I read earlier, telling you that these fellas making mischief, but they are on the same team. Right? Nothing the Pope does is ever coincidental. There is also the ponderous Vatican bureaucracy, which makes the decisions of the Pope, right? But interestingly, Francis' visit the Roman embassy on Friday was not listed on his customary daily program sheet of engagements. So, which meaning the Pope went and had this meeting with the Russian president without listing it on his daily program as is always customary. And because them fellas negotiating quietly in the background. When you home sleeping, if I didn't show you this article, you would have never know, right? That these Pope and them are doing all of these things, and I have to thank Walter White for this, right? And Martin Smith. You guys should follow that channel because this is what I watch, and this is what I come and highlight to you. Not the whole 141 minutes of it, but I take out the salient points and show it to you in this broadcast. You understand? So this is what is going on. These fellas have a foreign service that is made up of diplomats, spies, think tanks, and journalists. So these people you see walking around, chippy looking and driving. Why think the area one year bouncing tongue? One of the cars is of the Vatican. Is of the local people down here, the local Archbishop naming on the car. There are multiple vehicles. You understand? When you run an aspiring, you can't have one car, you can't use your car, you have to have access to a fleet of vehicles. You understand? So nobody can know you watching them. Well, I feel this thing is when you see, your eyes have to open. You want to know if it's a movie you're watching. And if somebody tell you that it's really good, you tell you when you go and you see he's a madman, yes, you don't know what he's saying. Because you don't believe. But look at Sini's proof right here. Right? So he has secret meeting with them that was not listed on the program sheet of engagements. That alone makes an extraordinary, that alone makes it an extraordinarily hands-on papal gesture that has no recent precedent. Right? The US cable network reported the Pope spoke with the Russian ambassador for more than an hour and a half. Francis has called for a peaceful end of the conflict and is urging Catholics to set Wednesday aside for their prayer and fasting for peace in Ukraine. Right? So this is what is going on behind the scenes. When you home down here and you think it'll go and make a little zest, go and make a little zest, right? And you fight it up in your little work, right? And you will understanding prophecies fulfilling rapidly. You understand? And these fellas are putting everything in place, right? So that their socialist movement will be controlling this world and eventually reach that point where if you ain't take the mark of the beast, they'll kill you. You understand? Because if they could do Abramovich that and take away Chelsea Club and the $17 billion with them fellas have gone with all that money, what they gonna do me and you, boy? This is a prime example to show people how powerful those actors are and how powerful what they can actually do to a nation, to a person. Right? So we need to put out in his pipe and smoke it. I think I make my point here now. There are plenty of that thing I could show you. Right? There are plenty of that thing I could show you. But let me see what it is again. I have a few articles in this thing here. Well, he's talking about the same we want to visit Russia again. The same thing. Right? The same thing. Right? So apparently, this next article here telling you that the Business Insider South Africa is telling you that the Zelensky country Ukraine more or less they are going to end up in the NATO. Right? So this one here now telling you plans to dominate Europe beyond Ukraine. So he's doing everything everything that Hitler did. He's basically mirroring his actions. Right? But this when he does these type of things, he is basically going down the road of a nuclear war. Right? Because when you do these things and Finland and Sweden, all them people don't interfere in nobody. Finland and Sweden them don't interfere in nobody. Right? But when you see these things happening, it's because the powers that be, the people who working really behind the scenes, right? Thesis, antithesis, they bring about a synthesis, right? These who pushing these chess knobs on the chessboard privately and secretly. These people will put things in place to have nuclear war almost a reach. And when or if the Pope end up now brokering a peace deal within that timing, is then now all the world power might go back to the Pope, and the Pope again will come back how it was when the church and the state mix in. Right now, it have church and state is separate. But if church and state come back on that one, what will it mean for a guy like me? They will brand me and label me a heretic. Right? They may want to kill me. Or me back and down from YB. I hope God give me faith when that time come to face that piece of music. You understand? But this is what will happen. All Bible believing people will end up in a real pickle. And that's the fact about it. That's the fact of the matter. A serious predicament. Right? You see in different countries want NATO membership and all these things is the fact that war is coming. Right? So I think the point is very well made. I'll read one more article before we close off. I think this one. COP26 did not go far enough. It's time to take Pope Francis' approach to climate change. The COP26 climate in Glasgow was a tale of two cities, one afloat on a bold pledge of new promises, and the other sinking under the weight of Greta Manga and the chance of blah 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 from the followers of the Swedish environmental activist Greta Thunberg. Well, it's Greta Mania, sorry. Not even Barack Obama has celebrated or surprised US-China cooperation could reconcile the differences. To better understand the contrast, we can explore another part of the city, Paris, where the climate accord was hammered out in 2015 versus Rome and its body of Catholic thought. They reveal vastly different perspective in climate change. Right? And I spoke about this climate agenda that they're trying to push to say they're bringing back the family. So it's a lot of things going on with this conflict that is going on now that is very, very, very interesting. Very extremely interesting. Right? And as I close, it is very interesting that the whole climate change thing they say he ain't go far enough. Right? And within the climate change thing, they're talking about families now, and then they're hearing the Russian man talking about family life and morality and all these different things. So what I am saying is, in a nutshell, is that this might very well be the end game. Now, I knew that COVID-19 was not the end game. Right? But this scenario here, and how it come right at the pandemic can't finish. The pandemic 3/4 finish. But it's still having upsurges of the thing all along in China, all of different places. Right? Hopefully it doesn't happen here. Right? But before the pandemic had finished, we're in a scenario where we have a nationalistic country looking to go in a direction of a world war, or even worse, a nuclear war. Now, this thing can be designed to get people so worked up and people so frightened. And look at the gas situation now. Watch at this now. Putin is saying that when he lock off his gas, he is going to let the gas go up to $300 a barrel. Now, when gas is $300 a barrel, people who can't drive motor car, no way. I am telling you, because if it is $108 or something, so no. Yes, I might check it was $127, and I hear that it dropped down a little bit. Right? If it is that oil go up over 200 and go all the way to $300 a barrel for a sustained period of time, that will grind this whole wide world to a halt. The economies the inflation will be too much because goods and services will go up all over the world. When you increase the price of diesel all over the world, problems. And the world does not have no solution where electric vehicles is concerned to take up that piece of slack day. And that is the whole world you're talking about. And if the whole world dealing with prices that are very, very high, and Russia want to squeeze them because Russia saying, all you they sanction me, no oil for all you. Let the price of oil go up to the roof. You understand? Because Russia could refine your oil and put gas in the people car. Russia all the wheat up there. Russia all the sunflower seed to make oil, cooking oil. Russia everything there. So if they want to play the doing Russia something, all they go have is the going go have start new technology and thing. You understand? The world will go forward without them. But outside of that, Russia will just become stronger physically. So my friends, it is my humble view that the world is wrapping up very, very fast. Very, very fast. And we don't know. The world is wrapping up very, very fast. We don't know when the time or the hour will come. But make your call an election sure. Get yourself right with the Lord, my God. If you're living a mad life, you go and get yourself rebaptized and serve Almighty God. Read your Bible religiously. Do what you have to do to make yourself right with the Lord. Because we don't know what it is going to happen next. And it could very well be we are now in the end game. And this thing is going to lead to a situation where the power is given back to the Pope, as Revelation is saying, and then he shall cause all great and small, rich and poor to worship on the Sunday. Right? So, for my please, make up your mind what you're doing in your life and organize yourself accordingly. Right? Because this is what it is. This is what it's coming to. Right? So as you close off tonight, as usual, I will play my intro clip because the end is near. We are nearing the end, and this might very well be our state right now. We don't live through Corona right now. We're looking at nuclear annihilation, right? That will bring about starvation and pandemonium all over the world, nuclear holocaust. Russia is threatening a nuclear holocaust at this time. It will be vaporized and tenderized, and all them buildings will be tenderized, gone up in smoke. Right? The human body can't take that heat, it will melt. Just as what the Bible says, it will melt with proven heat. Right? And these bomb blasts are very, very powerful. Melting a city, vaporizing a whole city one time. Right? So this is the situation we're coming into here now. So let us make up our minds to make a corner election sure and be on Jesus' side. But we don't want to be seeing the end and not in touch with Almighty God. Have a good night. Have a fun kiss your children. I go on again.